Our next guest says the Fed could be a caveat to the market, but still thinks the rally will go higher and has just revised his annual price target to 57.51. Let's bring in Keith Fitzgerald, a Fitzgerald Group principal. Keith, it's good to have you. So even with sort of hawkish sounding Powell there.
Even with, and here's the thing, is the market's going to continue to narrow up. It's going to be companies like NVIDIA and Tesla and Apple and many of the great tech names we talk about all the time that lead the way. Companies like Nike and Walgreens are going to get left behind. This earnings season is going to be very telling, but still, path of least resistance is higher, Kelly.
And why do you think?
Recently, Tesla witnessed an 8-day winning streak, which was not just an ordinary surge, but it marked another episode in Tesla's captivating comeback after a long time of hardship. A true endeavor in beating all the expectations that predicted the downfall to just keep on. And guess what? Analysts don't expect this run to come to an end. Absolutely not. They are actually questioning the possibility of it continuing. So, why are many analysts being bullish on the king of electric vehicles? That's what we will find out in today's video. But first, if you want to keep up with Tesla's latest updates and keep up with the stock market's latest news, you can follow our Twitter account. We post multiple times daily about the biggest changes and catalysts in the market, so click the follow button if you don't want to miss the newest market updates. Now, back to today's video.
Breaking news on Tesla. Let's get to Phil LeBeau.
Got the Q2 delivery numbers for Tesla, and these are better than expected. Remember, the street was expecting about 436,000 vehicles delivered worldwide in the second quarter. Tesla delivering 443,956 vehicles in the second quarter. 95% of them, as it usually is, Model 3 and Model Y. And so this is much better than was expected. Production coming in at 411,000 vehicles. 831 to be exact. So again, the reason you're seeing shares move higher, this is a better than expected number for the second quarter. Earlier today, we got Tesla's China numbers, and that had a few people a little bit nervous. Remember, China is the world's largest EV market, and therefore you want to watch it closely because it's such a big part of Tesla's overall sales around the world. In June, sales totaled 71,007 vehicles, down 24% year over year. For the second quarter, Tesla is in China, a little over 200,000 vehicles delivered. And I want to show you where Tesla is relative to BYD, because BYD's Q1 sales of electric vehicles, we're not talking hybrids, pure electric vehicles, so you can compare those with Tesla. They came in at 426,000 vehicles. So Tesla still remains number one worldwide. And there you see VW, GM, and Geely as well. And in terms of annual sales, I'll be curious what this does to the estimate of what analysts are expecting for the full year. Right now, it's come down to 1.82 million vehicles expected to be delivered this year by Tesla. For a point of reference, it was 1.81 million last year. So essentially flat. Do analysts now say, okay, maybe we're starting to see some momentum here. Maybe we raise the full year delivery estimate. Now, as you take a look at shares of Tesla, a couple of important dates to keep in mind. July 23rd. After the bell, that's when we will get the Q2 results, and we'll see what kind of impact pricing in China has had on those Q2 results. And then on August 8th, this is the one that so many are focused on. This is when Elon Musk, he talks about the robotaxi. What's the plan? Do they show us a vehicle? Do they give us a timeline in terms of robotaxi being deployed? Geofenced areas all over the place. Tons of questions surrounding what they're going to say about the robotaxi. That comes up on August 8th. But again, guys, for Q2, better than expected deliveries from Tesla.
The renowned analyst, Gary Black, managing partner at the Future Fund, shared on his X account his thoughts regarding Tesla's comeback and most recent surge, saying that it is hard to predict whether Tesla can continue the streak or not. Black could not hide his admiration of the company's latest impressive surge, especially with a 36% increase compared to the Nasdaq 100's 4% rise. And although he agreed on the fact that actually all of the Magnificent Seven stocks currently are doing well, Tesla's performance remains uniquely spectacular, given the background they are coming from, as they were facing some harsh obstacles when it came to deliveries, sales, financial strains, and expansion plans. Additionally, Black even went as far as predicting Wall Street analysts will revise their position price targets and earnings estimates following Tesla's second quarter earnings report, which is expected to reflect higher than anticipated auto gross margins and adjusted EPS, as all of these given factors predict this comeback to keep on soaring in the upcoming quarters, believing that the firm can beat their estimates once again easily. On top of this, Black's predictions carry a brighter future for Tesla within its ties. So, what did Gary Black predict for the future of Tesla? Let's find out. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Investocracy.
For more reaction to Tesla's delivery numbers and the road ahead, let's bring in Tim Higgins. He's business columnist at the Wall Street Journal, also a CNBC contributor and author of Power Play, Tesla, Elon Musk, and the Bet of the Century. Also with us, George Gianarikas is an analyst at Canaccord Genuity. George, these numbers, delivery numbers, are better than you expected. Looks like some of those big inventory numbers are being worked down here, but there's still questions about demand and supply from the Chinese makers out there. So what keeps this stock moving in this positive direction?
Well, thanks for having me on. And we think the really important metric from a stock perspective is to watch year-over-year growth trends. If our numbers are right over the next couple of quarters and next couple of years, the year-over-year growth in earnings and non-GAAP earnings and revenue likely bottomed in the first quarter. And if you pay attention to what the stock's done, it probably bottomed in the first quarter. And what gives us a little bit of conviction that they probably will hit that 1.8 number and likely grow into next year is that they've promised to release new vehicles. We don't know what they'll look like towards the end of this year and into early next year. So that gives us some confidence and hope that they can continue that growth trajectory over the next several quarters.
Black expects a potential shift in Tesla's 18-month trend of negative interest revision, as the company now prefers using low-interest loans instead of cutting prices to keep the electric vehicle's sales untouched. He wrote that the biggest positive they see is that Tesla's 18-month trajectory of negative earnings revisions seems about to reverse, with Tesla now favoring the use of very low interest rate loans instead of price cuts to drive EV volumes, a strategy for which they have advocated for 18 months. He also wrote that he continues to view Tesla's robo-taxi unveil as a non-event, since he doubts Tesla will launch an unsupervised robo-taxi that operates at 99.99% efficacy and assume liability for any injury or damage. He thinks that anything less than that is essentially no change from investors' current expectations of a supervised cybercab unveil. It's important to note that Black has recently raised his price target on Tesla from $200 to $270, in addition to revising his estimates for the company's full-year vehicle delivery volumes and earning per share. And although some analysts might remain bearish on Tesla, like Gordon Johnson, founder of GLJ Research, who considers Tesla stock to be overvalued amid the slow sales growth, other analysts grow even more bullish on Tesla, like the accomplished Wedbush analyst Dan Ives, who just made some very optimistic statements about Tesla. Owing to this, he raised his price target on the stock to $300 and even has a bullish case of $400 under the enormous influence of the AI potential. Ives actually believes that Tesla's AI potential alone could be worth over $1 trillion, making it the most undervalued AI name. Noteworthy, this revenue valuation is totally separate from the company's current overall valuation and its potential profits from other divisions, so the numbers will be insanely high. So, what does this really mean for Tesla stock? Let's find out. But first, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
To move on, Tesla. Wells Fargo adding the stock to its tactical ideas list with an underweight rating and a price target of 120. The firm expects shares to get hit this quarter on lower demand and margins. Let's bring in a shareholder and halftime committee member, Bill Baruch. Bill, good afternoon. You're buying more.
Hey. Yeah, thanks for having me. I was buying this and accumulating last week around the 195, 197 area. It's actually one of my top ideas here and to start in through quarter three. I think Wells Fargo's on their note here is wrong. I think what Joe and I last year on the show talked about Tesla trades like a commodity. I think the perception here, everything that Wells Fargo cited in their note is being priced in already. Look at China right now. They're talking about record sales over the weekend, and that's what's catapulted this stock out above 200. So if you're looking at this right now and the fact that it's run a bit today, we may settle in around 197 to 200, and I plan on accumulating more. But I also look at this into the August 8th robotaxi unveiling, and I think there's a lot of value, that we could see, because typically July is a slower month for semiconductors, and if semiconductors are not going to perform right now, people are going to look for things that are outperforming, and that's where the perception and trading like a commodity and positioning can be here as a strength for Tesla. And I think that 220 would be my first target, and then we look at 235 to 250 from there.
All right, so Bill, obviously Tesla having a huge day today, shares up more than 6%. You're looking ahead to August 8th. What about this week? They're going to deliver, they're going to give out or release, I should say, delivery numbers this week. Worried about downside in the stock if they fail to meet some of the estimates. At the same time, BYD out with its delivery numbers 35% higher year over year. They're facing a lot of stiff competition.
Yeah, the number's about 410 to 425, and I side with Dan Ives of Wedbush here. He's looking for 435. I think we can get a strong number. You saw it over the weekend on socials. Tesla China is talking about record sales numbers. They also implemented extended the policy of zero interest loans for 5 years on buying a Tesla too, and that should help the name in a little bit of tailwind there. So I'm pretty excited. The name again, we were accumulating this last week, 192 to 195, 196 area, just somewhere below 197. I think as this thing chops around, there's going to be an opportunity here to retest this breakout, 197 to 200, and I plan on buying more in that range there.
All right, Bill and Dan Ives, they're bullish on these delivery numbers. Joe, I'm going to come over to you.
Given Tesla's recent impressive achievements and the upcoming release of new models, along with the anticipated deployment of XAI systems in its automobiles, the company is poised for significant growth. The Chinese electric vehicle market has shown remarkable progress, with Tesla selling 59,261 cars in China in June, a 7% increase from May. This performance surpassed Wall Street's consensus forecast of 439,000 cars, with Tesla delivering 443,956 vehicles. Moreover, Tesla is on the brink of experiencing two simultaneous waves of growth. The first wave comes from its mega projects, including the significant refinement of its humanoid bot, Optimus, and the unveiling of its new robo-taxi. Tesla's entry into the transportation and ride-hailing market, ready to compete with industry giants like Uber and Lyft, is expected to boost the company's revenue substantially. All these factors make Tesla stock an attractive buy at the moment. This sentiment is reflected in the recent surge in Tesla's stock price, bringing the company closer to a $1 trillion market cap with each passing day. But what do you think about Tesla stock? Is it a buy at the current price? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. And don't forget to tell us what your valuation for Tesla is. If you would like to know what companies like Tesla have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.